Now let's talk a little bit about combining things. Let's talk about flowering of lips and the free-throated approach. If we take a big breath, we go, la, you'll notice I'm doing nothing in my throat. Oh, I'm going downtown. Now, if I can get my lips relaxed and do this, ba, and leave my mouth relaxed, I can sing really flower on the lips in a totally relaxed state. And that's what we're trying to do. Oh, I'm gonna go downtown, let's go, why don't we go out tonight and have something to eat? You see what I'm doing? I'm like this. I'm not doing anything. So I take a big breath way down behind me, pull in my belly and go. And then I have now, through my breathing, I've relaxed my throat completely. And now I'm going to continue and go by totally relaxing my lips. Just like going la 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 la. See what I'm doing? I'm doing a throatless, jawless, tongueless, relaxed lips flowering on the lips. It's a little bit, sounds complicated, but it's really not, because what you're doing is not doing things. It gets complicated if somebody tells you do a lot of things. The retinoids and have to cooperate with the cricoids, and you get all complicated. Lift this and load that and do nothing. But what if we, do something? What if we really try to do nothing all the time except breathe? So let's try whatever, you know. I'm going to take a deep breath and go. I forgot the word. Forgotten the words. Isn't that funny? I'll get back to them. La 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 la. I start thinking all this technical stuff, and then I forget what I'm doing. I forget my text and stuff. I'm not here to perform. That's the thing. I'm not really performing what I would do if I were in performance. I'm trying to demonstrate how all these words and these can fit into these loose functions that are really the easiest way to sing and survive some of these big monstrous operas that are so long, right? If I do, let's see, what's a good example? L'ultimo avanzo, l'una stirpe felice, te raccogliete voi. For instance, you can remember the words to that one. So, I'm taking a great big breath that frees up my throat. And then I'm going to pronounce as if I'm going, pa. See what I'm doing? Pa, 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 pa. It's like blowing up your lips to there, or your cheeks. And you let go of the air, but the cheeks remain this kind of soft feeling of doing nothing. La 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 ba 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 ba. So I'm doing la 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 mamma mia la 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 la. La 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 ba 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 la 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 la. Breathe. La 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 la. You can go through the alphabet. You can go through all of your vocalises, that if you have a list of them. You can do, I've got 78 of them on this one piece of paper, and I've got 1,000 more in my files. But let's just take one. It doesn't matter what it is. Let's pull the head back. What if we do this one? I'm feeling fine. See that one? We were talking about the last tape we did. We were talking about maintaining, the nothingness here all the time, and you make an action here and a reaction there. Well, in this one, see, the action's in the back of my neck. It's right here. And the front of the neck lets go completely. In other words, what we call the throat lets go completely. And the action is here, and there's nothing here. So where's the reaction to this one? No, and I've got action going in the back of my neck. Where's my reaction? La, I'm feeling fine. And I can still keep my lips totally loose. And I can still use an action-reaction system to keep my throat in a sort of invisible state. So we have a lot of these. And then I can do the one where you pull it through the waist, like this one. You can see my chest gets way out, what they call the sternal arch. And all of these things, this whole approach that we started talking about today is you doing something to cause nothing. You are making deliberate actions that cause a deliberate nothingness in your throat. And when you do that, it allows your face and your cheeks and your tongue and everything to be loose along with the throat. And the jaw gets completely loose. Something like that. La 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 la. See? And how do I do that? If I can sort of go through this long list, random, all these possible. What about the pre-sneeze? La 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 la. The pre-sneeze is one of those exercises that causes your throat to let go and do nothing. It also permits the total relaxation of the lips, and you can flower on the lips when you do that. La la la. We talked about breath stops, and breath stops being on the lips. Remember this one? Pa, 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 pa. Remember that one? Well, you can do it with the lips absolutely relaxed and the throat relaxed. Pa, 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 pa. If I've got all of these possible, you've got all of these, and these are all good. I'm looking at them, they're all good ones. Another one, smelling the flowers, the famous one. It's not just my lips that are loose, it's also my jaw and my throat and under here, the hyoid muscle. The hyoid muscle attaches to the hyoid bone right there on the top of your larynx. So any muscle you flex gets shorter, and if you flex this muscle right here, it gets shorter and pulls the hyoid muscle up, pulls the hyoid bone up, and it wants to pull your larynx up. So the whole idea is to learn to sing with this soft and loose. Oh, rah, 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 like this. I'm not doing anything. So every time we relax a non-essential muscle, we're going to be better singers, and it sets us freer. It gives us more energy, more strength, and breath, and everything else to go and use those muscles that really do the work. Well, who's really doing the work here then? See, think about it. Where am I really working? Well, I keep breathing in and lower and down in my lower back. And when I do that, my ribs go like this. And when I start to sing, my ribs do this. So the work is really coming from my back. We don't always feel it back there. So very often the action-reaction systems don't start in the lower back because we can't really feel it. So we feel wherever that happens. So I go, huh. See, where's that one? Well, I feel it right here very clear. Huh. Now I'm going to do. All right, let's do it again. We've got, try it again. Oh, heck. Oh, heck. See what I'm doing? Nothing. I'm doing this. Nothing. I'm letting myself sort of sing with an invisible throat. I'm trying to sing with an invisible jaw, and invisible lips, invisible tongue. Everything is invisible. It's like this. It's like I'm not here. So I go, what am I doing? And how do I pronounce? Right? The whole idea is to sing through here and not with here. I don't sing with my throat. I sing through my throat, but I sing with my diaphragm, with my rib cage. See? This is just a resonator sitting up here on top of my shoulders, and all it does is resonate. It doesn't do any work. Tenors are famous for not doing any work. As a matter of fact, up in here, right, they say there's no brain up there. It's just a hollow space, right? Well, you can see that if we get these things working right, we can really do a lot of very, very effective things with the voice. You can do your crescendo, decrescendos very easy, throatless and jawless and tongueless and lipless. You think about if you can breathe. You know what the trouble is with this whole approach? You can't do it if you don't breathe. You have to have a breathing method, a breathing system that is developmental over a long, long time. You think of Caruso was 48, still doing his hour and a half famous 40-step breathing walk. You breathe in for 10 steps, hold it 10 steps, blow out 10 steps, and hold empty for 10 steps. And he was still doing it for an hour and a half every day of his life when he was 48 and had been the greatest singer in the world for many, many years. Helge Rosfanger did 3 hours of yoga every day. I mean, you think about what these people went through. They were all, a lot of them were ocean swimmers or long-distance swimmers. Wind players. They played brass and wind instruments mostly, a lot of them, right? So what do I do? Gigli played saxophone. Well, how did Gigli sing? Think about it. He studied with Antonio, what's his name? I'll think of it in a minute. Cotogni. He allowed him both studied with the same teacher. And what were they taught? Slide back and down. How do I slide back and down? What do you think? First thing I have to do is relax my throat. See? The throat must not be active. The throat must be totally inactive, so there are no reactions in the throat anywhere, and my action is somewhere else. It's way down low in my body. It's way down low at the base of my spine. See? So if I did that, Gigli adds sobbing. What does sobbing do? Now think about it. What does that do? Think about it. The sob is, it's a falsetto that I then attach to my diaphragm. The falsetto is a totally loose-throated procedure. So I'm establishing with that falsetto, I'm establishing a loose throat. Then I attach my voice to my diaphragm, right? Now if I'm already sliding back and down, all I have to do is make a falsetto and let it slide down the back of my throat. See? This business of means this whole process here of tension is removed. The tension is gone. There's nothing left here but no tension and free zone and no activity whatsoever. And I'm like this. You can use your smiling muscles in your cheeks all you want to because they do not react in the throat. See, so it's like making consonants with the tip of your tongue, like this. La 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 la. That doesn't react in the throat either. See, but this does. La 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 la. That reacts down inside. So we don't want to move the jaw at all. We want to be jawless, tongueless, throatless, and lipless, like this. La 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 la. See, we've got some of these vocalises that we do, and the famous circle of the chakras. Those of you who do yoga, I've done a couple of tapes on the chakras, but it's just an action-reaction system. Where is that? And what's in between? Nothing. And what do I do to ensure there's nothing? I also relax every muscle I can find up here, and I do my, when I say words, I go, how are you the devil, I'm going to go, you can do it in every single language. It doesn't matter. Right? The idea is to get this absolutely uninvolved and free and make your reaction system somewhere else. And if I do this one, now remember, if I do this one, the action's back here. So where's the reaction? Someone said, never push forward with your head like this. Look where the reaction is. Look at my tendons. Look at that tendon standing out. See? So we don't do this head thrust forward at all. We don't do what they call bowing the neck. We don't do this one. I can darken my voice that way. I can go, la, 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 la. And a lot of people think, well, it's worth it to get a bigger, darker sound, but it is very, very dangerous. This is the one Franco Corelli was doing when he popped the nerve, right? You have to be very, very careful because it does permit, in a funny way, a much bigger gust of air, and the bigger gust of air is destructive if these tensions pop out and then the big air comes up and hits you and you're not protected properly. You're protected properly by having nothing here, no resistance there at all. Only resistance I have is the closing of my vocal cords themselves, and I usually can, through music and through sound making, I usually do a better job of controlling the amount of air that I send up. And you know, I've done this sort of thing. I do this, oh come on. I do this sort of thing for everybody, and I advise everybody to do it. Never leak one drop of air. If you never leak, there's nothing coming through your throat that can hurt you. And your sound is absolutely bigger and better in the back of the theater. If I tense my mouth, I can sing that way. And you realize my voice is creeping into my nose, and the nasal sound doesn't carry worth a darn, right? Caruso said in his book, about page 2 or 3, he said, never sing into the nasal cavity. It's against all the rules of song, because they didn't have any microphones in those days, and the people that were singing had to produce, most of the operas were new, or not that well known, and people came to hear them, and they had to hear the text and the music, and everything had to be clear. So you had to project your voice. You could not have that luxury of just singing in your nose, which you can do with a microphone, see? So what do I do to stay out of my nose? I do nothing. Ba, 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 ba. Now I can pinch my nose, it has no effect on the tone. But if I start making action up here, all those things, everything can pull the voice into the nasal cavity. See, I want my voice above, I want my voice up here, not down here. So how do I go? Look at my lips, how loose they are. See that? What am I doing then? Think about it. If I sing, what's a good example? You know, let me give you a good, let's find something. Carmen, semana Carmen, te moi. I'm not using my lips at all. I'm letting them stay completely loose and completely soft, and the voice sings through the throat, but not with the throat. It sings with the diaphragm and with the rib cage, and then the voice resonates up high, up here somewhere, and I'm not doing anything in between if I can help it. See? So anyway, I thought that would be a little nice little addition. We can add that, the combination of flowering on the lips and the throatless, jawless, tongueless approach to singing, which is to sing with your throat not involved, and the words are all pronounced with, in this case, with the lips like that. I can use, remember the breath stop? We did some of this. Pa, ba, pa, ba. Remember, so we stopped here. Ba. Now I'm doing. See, I'm not blowing at all. I'm not even holding back. I'm doing nothing. La 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 la. How do I do that? What am I doing? And how do I do it? Boy, let's see. What is that? How do we do that? How do we sing throatless? How do we sing through no activity here whatsoever? How do I sing no activity here? So the whole idea is this area becomes inviolate. You do not use it. You do not flex it. You don't do anything in there. Ideally, you keep everything well, I won't even say you keep, because it goes there whether you like it or not if you don't flex anything. See? So I don't have to keep it. I was going to say keep it there, but you don't even have to keep it there. You just have to learn to breathe instead. Every time you want to make a muscle flex, breathe instead. Get your breath way down somewhere low in your body so it can do the work. The diaphragm is the biggest muscle in the body. The diaphragm will do everything for you if you can just stay down there and not let it get. See, everything is action-reaction. I mustn't make actions that stiffen my diaphragm. I must not make any actions in here that would cause the diaphragm to do any kind of extra pushing or flexing or anything. I just take. If you get into the sigh method, I'll do a tape on sighing at some point. But you go, la. I made a tape called sighing. I don't remember, sighing as a vocal technique or something. But it really does work. Why? La. Everything lets go when you sigh. That sigh is behind here. La. I can sigh. From my navel down. I can sigh back and down, reverse. I think I demonstrated all those three on that tape, and they're all really good ones, and they all work like a charm. Just understand what's happening. When you do them, the voice resonates up here, but this area is absolutely, almost, it feels like it's not there. It feels like it's non-existent. And then the lips get this kind of softness like that. How are you today? I'm fine. How are you today? I'm fine. See? Drink ein Strahl durch diese Nächte, und drink ein Strahl durch diese Nächte. You can even see this kind of bangy German music. That one is from Freischütz. Ihr lag mich um Garten finstere Mächte, mich fast Verzweiflung, voll der Sport, mich fast Verzweiflung, voll der Sport, mich fast Verzweiflung, voll der Sport. See? I hope this will help somebody, and if you try them and they don't work, try again. Don't just try a little bit, a couple of times, and then give up, because you really do have to gradually become dependent on your breathing, and therefore the more you breathe in your lower back, the more it will take over all the work for you, and the more you can let go of this. It may not happen in a day. It may take a year or two. I remember trying to not move the paper on consonants, and I couldn't do ch. Every time I did Chattanooga choo-choo or anything like that, the paper would fly. And I learned how to do it. It took me 2 years to do ch. I got all the rest of them pretty fast. A lot of people have trouble on P. Papa, pipe, papa. Well, I didn't have any trouble on P, but boy, when I had to go cha-cha, chi-cha, cha-cha, it looked like I was sneezing on every note. So you just practice, you keep practicing until you really can get control of these, okay? Okay. Ciao.